You're watching Stars on Sports. You're a New York guy. That's a part of you. But you lived in L.A. for a long time. You grew up Yankee fan because of your dad. You get to L.A., things change for you.
Well, I'm a whole, you gotta, if you live in LA, you gotta root for the home team, don't you? I think you gotta root for the home team. And then I became really close friends with Tommy Lasorda. He's my buddy, and he's just, one of the greats. And when Tommy, Tommy's line is, if you don't root for the Dodgers, you may not get into heaven, so he's...
It's a lot of pressure.
He's a lot of pressure. And I had some of the greatest times on it. He made me a bat boy twice. When they were playing Atlanta, they were chasing Atlanta, so he makes me a bat boy. Gets me a uniform and everything. Bat boy, it says on the back. And he tells me, he says, hey, I want you to be the best bat boy of all time. I said, I'll try, Tommy. He's, what do you mean try? I get a truck driver to try. He says, I want you to get the bat before it hits the ground. I'm like, and I had some wonderful, I played in the Hollywood Stars night every year, and it was amazing. And one time it was really stands out that I pitch. I got a little curveball, so I get a lot of these guys out. And what I do usually is just drill somebody right off the bat, and then everybody's afraid. Yeah, everybody's afraid. So, but one time we were playing, and we played this is back when we used to play a 6-inning game. They still do it. Now they play softball. It's not like it was a hardball game, 6 innings before the regular season game, and everybody would come out. You'd have 50,000 people in the stands. Playing 6 innings. It's a 6th inning. It's a 3-2 game. This is an amazing game. 3-2 game. There's a man on second and third. There's 2 outs. I run the count to, it's the 6th inning. I run the count to 3-2, and then I foul off 2 pitches. I hear the referee under the mask say, oh, come on already. We want to start the real game. And I lined the shot, the next ball, I lined the shot over the second baseman's head, and the 2-run score. Lasorda comes running out it's like the World Series. He comes running out, and he says to me, that's what this team needs, another Italian. Of course, they went and got Piazza, but that's a whole other story. Yeah.
You still have a passion, obviously, for baseball.
I do. It's been such a bummer.
Do you still have the passion for boxing? Mayweather, recent bout. Is that something that still gets your blood going?
Yeah, well, this fight certainly did, and it was amazing. I was trying to bet Canelo. I couldn't get a bet. But and the reason I was going to bet Canelo is because I think sometimes youth is served, and I thought maybe Mayweather would wake up old. Sometimes that happens to fighters. They look great in the gym, and then they wake up that day and they just can't. But he is incredible. Don't get me wrong. His attitude maybe sometimes makes people a little nervous, but anybody can stand right in front of you and you can't find him. He's right there. He turns that shoulder where he touches, and he does all the things you're not supposed to do. He leans back, but you can't touch him. And then that right hand comes out of nowhere. It's really, it's a daunting test. I did the interview with Canelo Alvarez afterwards. You could see the kid. The kid was like he was put under a spell. He didn't know what he had just. I couldn't find him. He said.
Big topic in sports now: concussions.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And that's why boxing is a guilty pleasure to me. It really is, especially because the 3 greatest fighters of all time, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, and the great Muhammad Ali, are all debilitated from this. I was with Sugar Ray Robinson a year before he died at the Forum. We were watching a fight. His wife was shepherding him around. He didn't know where he was. And that's the sad thing about Ali is he knows where he is. Yeah. At least those other guys didn't know. It's horrible.
Did you deal with it as a fighter? Do you remember specific moments that something's wrong, something's off here, maybe I was concussed? I don't know. I don't know where I am right now.
Listen, I took some terrible punches. Like I said, I used to stick my chin out. I worry about it. I'm lucky because I didn't have that many fights. I got under the, I think 6 years, the Lou Ruvo Brain Center out in Vegas. They're doing a lot of research on this, and they think the cutoff is 6 years. That if you fought for 6 years, you're kind of okay, but if you go on. But it's a crapshoot. There's no doubt about it. There's no way that the head is made for that. If you touch that spot right there, and you see how that head moves, man, that brain just goes like that.
You still got a good right hand, though.
Oh, no, I could punch still. I know. You don't lose that. You lose everything else. You know what you lose? Like I box every once in a while. You know what you lose now? You lose the ability to pull the trigger. You see the opening, and it goes by. And you see it, but it just keeps going by. You can't pull the trigger,
Can you make a connection between an entertainment career and a boxing match in that it's a long fight. You're on the canvas sometimes, you get up, you come up with a new method. Maybe you had one plan going into a fight, you realize, I got to make a change here.
Right, you got to make an adjustment.
You've done so many things in your entertainment career, and twists and turns, the talk show, the reality show.
I've tried everything.
Everything.
Yeah, but I'm a big, I am like one of those guys. I do a live act, and I tell people, this is sort of a variety show. I'm the host and all the acts, because I really like to do a lot of different things. And I think one of the ways that you can stick around for a long time, because if you're just a sitcom star, there's going to be somebody who's going to be younger, cheaper, better. But if you diversify and try to touch a lot of different areas, you usually are a jack of all trades and a master of none. But it makes for a more interesting, I think, more interesting career. It would be wonderful if I was virtuoso at something, just one thing that I was. I was a great, like I play the ukulele. I'd love to be a virtuoso ukulele player, but I can play a little bit. I'm not virtuoso, but I can do it. So I try to. That's what I try to do. I try to diversify. I try to keep yourself current. Try to stay in shape. I think that's really a big part of it. I'm 63 now. And, as people say to me, you have a tremendous amount of discipline. I tell them, well, when you're a fighter, you always think the opponent's training. So you don't want to get beat up at the end of the week. So,
You're back on stage. Honeymoon in Vegas. This is also one of those projects that you've gotten yourself involved in. High-level people everywhere, every level.
I think it's the biggest opportunity I've had since Who's the Boss, actually. It's that big. It's a wonderful play. A great score, a score that I just think people are they're going to have trouble deciding which is their favorite song, as opposed to finding one song that you like. Rob McClure, the kid from Chaplin, who got the Tony nomination for Chaplin, he was busy, he wasn't going to do it. Somehow we got him. It's all fallen into place, and it is really a terrific project. I'm psyched.
I've had a question for you for many years. Opening of Who's the Boss. There's a play at the plate.
Yeah.
Are you safe or out? Because to this day, I don't know if you got in under the tag.
I don't think that's the point. The point is that I was airborne. Could you imagine how many times I did that day?
I can't imagine.
It was just, we got to do it again. Okay. I loved it. I loved that.
Tony, good luck with everything.
And it's been great to talk to you. Keep punching, as Tony Kanza used to say.
Tony's versatility has kept him in the Hollywood ring for nearly 4 decades, and his latest project, On Stage, is pointing towards another knockout. This summer, Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg teamed up in the very successful film Two Guns. I had the chance to sit down with both of them together during their promotional tour. You watch Two Guns, the chemistry pops off the screen with you two. How quickly did you know that you had it between you and Mark?
Well, like a champion, you never assume that you have it. You work your way toward the Super Bowl.